And Jennifer Garner.
Yeah. Oof.
Very underrated. Very underrated. Todd's a big Jessica Alba. I'm more Jennifer Garner.
Really?
Yeah. And they're both on the market. I mean, I'm not.
Both?
I think both. I don't know. Jessica Alba, I think, separated from her husband.
Yeah, and I got my hall pass ready to go.
Yeah, good
luck with that.
Shot. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's just going to be you and your hall pass, whatever you do with that.
Fair.
Yeah. Jennifer Garner might be in a relationship. She's not married.
Checking.
But, I mean, hopefully she's in love because I love love. But I'm just saying, if Jessica Alba, Jennifer Garner all day. Yes, Mark.
Jessica Alba's like LeBron. She's at a 20-year prime.
Okay.
Not Jessica Alba?
I'm looking at love, relationship, holding hands.
I can learn to love.
Dark Angel, Movado commercials. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, Todd doesn't have a watch, but damn if he could buy a watch, it'd be that Movado.
It's just a great commercial. It really is.
Yeah.
It's borderline inappropriate.
Yes, Paul.
Like, if you're dating Jessica Alba, can you ever be comfortable?
I mean, I would try.
You know what I mean, though.
Like Jen Garner, we're just going to have a fun time.
She'll drink out of a pitcher of beer.
She will be great. She'll have fun. She'll be up. She'll be like, hey, you know what I'm thinking? Ice fishing. You want to go ice fishing? Yeah, I'll go ice fishing. Hey, how about, let's go snowshoeing. She'd go, yeah, let's go snowshoeing. I don't know if Jessica Alba is going to do that.
You're doubting my girl.
I know. I make the smooth segue from Jessica Alba to Jamal Crawford. He is the NBA on NBC lead analyst coming up this next season and former sixth man of the year. All right. Unless you want to get in on this Jen Garner or Jessica Alba discussion.
This is what I walk into, huh?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay. Commissioner comes on yesterday, and I don't know if he meant for it to be a bombshell, but he's thinking about what if we went from 48 to 40 minutes in games. They do this in Europe. They do this in the Olympics. And I think the immediate reaction was, what are we doing here? And I said, commissioners have to think this way. I want your opinion on if the games were 40 minutes as opposed to 48, how would that affect you?
I think players, the number one thing that matters to players of all, statures is minutes. They want to be out there. So I'm not sure 40 minutes will go over well because they'll probably play a little bit less than they do. And if they get less numbers, they probably get less stats. And I'm not sure that would go over well. So I'm not sure exactly, what the benefit is. If we're trying to save time on their bodies, then we can do that in practice. We can load manage there. But I'm not sure what the benefit is. But I'm sure he's always trying.
But there's going to be the same number of games. There'll just be fewer minutes, so maybe there's not load management. And I think the commissioner said if you take 8 minutes off a game, that's going to add up to 15 games of minutes. So there's wear and tear on your body. If you're still getting paid for playing 82 games, then I get the stats that those would have to be modified if there's incentives in your contract that you have to reach certain numbers, but I can see positives with it, not as many negatives.
There's some positives for sure. Like you said, it's the Olympic experience. It's just guys are going to have to not play harder because I know a lot of them do play hard, but they're going to have to maximize those minutes because, like I said, that's the number one thing, that and the stats, because stats, like it or not, they kind of lead to whatever else comes with contracts, et cetera, et cetera. Not for the superstars, but for other guys.
Yeah, but Jamal, we want more minutes. We want you guys playing in more games. Like, that's what the fan wants. They don't want load management. Yeah. So I think if you can ensure that, fans don't know who's playing when they go to games now. It'll be like Lakers versus Golden State. They can't say it's Steph against LeBron because they're not sure if somebody's going to be playing.
And the worst part about that, Dan, is that kid who got tickets for Christmas 3 months later, right? And his favorite player or favorite two players aren't playing. It's like his Christmas was ruined 3 months later, right? Like he's really like, man, I didn't see this person. And that's the part that really sucks.
All right, so the three-point shot. Everybody, it feels like there's too many of them. Do you change anything? I'm going to make you commissioner. What do you do with the 3-point shot?
What if you had a limit of 3-point shots you could shoot a game per team? Then you wouldn't just have any and everybody shoot them. I'm not sure it's the 3-point shot that's the problem. It's the problem that we're letting anybody shoot the
That's true.
shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when we came up, it was obviously Reggie and Ray, and they were going to shoot more threes because they were the best 3-point shooters. And Steph should shoot however many he can get up, but that's not for everybody. And the funny thing about that, Dan, is when it's the most important time, the playoffs, they're like, just move the scoreboard, mid range, take whatever you can get, lay up, move that scoreboard, because the time that's most important, every point matters. So I think it's gotten up to a point where we want to see a 3-point shot. We just want to see it by the right people. We don't need everybody shooting threes.
Yeah, I brought this up a month ago. I said, what if you capped it at 25 threes per team, per night? What do you think?
I think every position will matter, right? I even thought, I'm like, what if we took the 3-point line out? Where it's like, okay, we're just playing twos. And they're like, oh, we got to really scheme. We got to value each possession. Obviously, you can't do that. And we love the 3-point shot. It's the home run in baseball. But if you can cap them, I think that could be a start.
Do you believe in the Cavaliers or the Thunder if I said you had to pick one or the other to make it to the finals?
I would pick the Thunder.
Okay.
And the reason being is they have a bona fide. I love the Cavaliers young team. I love Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Mobley. But SGA, and I believe that the Thunder have a star on the sideline as well. I think Coach Dagnall is unbelievable. Last year, covering the playoffs, we talked to so many different coaches, and he was one of the ones who stood out with how his mind works, what he's thinking. He has total command of the game. They're lock and key. They're almost like a college team playing in the pros with how together they are and how they move together. Look at all their interviews. I know some people talk about them, but every time there's 7 or 8 guys there, and they run in a pack.
Well, they're young. They're all under 25. I mean, they are kind of a college team.
They are, with so many more picks coming in the future, right? Like, they're loaded. They always do a great job of development. I would pick the Thunder because SGA is the MVP type like player.
What would you do to help the development of Wembanyama?
It's a great question. I would say for him, there's certain things he just has to go through. But I want him to, one thing I would say is I probably would get him closer to the basket, gets to the free throw line. I think for every 3 he takes, if he, balance that out, we're getting 1 free throw. So if he shoots 10 threes, get 10 free throws. And I think that will always keep his scoring, balanced. It'll always be balanced. Even if he shoots 3 for 10 or 3 for, 11 from the 3-point line, if he has those 11 free throws to counteract that, I think he'll always have that sustainability. But he's a joy. Like, he is such a treat. We see the unicorn talent, but the everyday working role player qualities is what's going to really shoot him off the chart.
Yeah, I think if De'Aaron Fox, I think would be really beneficial. Like, he needs a true, really good point guard. Chris Paul is not going to do it. Castle is developing, but maybe De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs.
I like the fact that if that's true, that De'Aaron Fox wants to come, because he's going to get players that want to come play with him, right? And he's that type of unselfish superstar. Obviously, the Spurs are the gold standard, but he's a transcending type player, and getting a player like De'Aaron Fox is closer in age a little bit to go with that group after, this run, I think would be good. What would you tell him, DP?
Well, I thought he was lost in his rookie year because he was just out of place on the court offensively. He just didn't put himself in position. He was getting bodied a little bit. He needs to establish, these are my comfort areas, get to those spots, or getting the ball in those spots. I'm okay with him shooting threes because I like his shot, and I think he's taking 9 threes this year. He was 5 last year. But I like that versatility of, you think I'm going to be on the perimeter, I'm going inside. I think I'd develop a little jump hook there. I would get that. I'd almost study Kevin McHale and just look at all the ways that he would score. That makes it you're even more valuable when you go to the perimeter or vice versa. Now you got to pick your poison with him. I think he's going to be the best player in the game in 3 years. I think he'll be an MVP in 3 years. I think that much of him. I just think that he sort of was lost a little bit on the floor last year.
And it's amazing because I agree with you. I think he'll be the best player. But he's checking every box. Like, I guarantee you what you're saying will be part of his his palate going forward. Like he's always trying to get better. He's always trying to learn. And he hasn't even, to me, hasn't even got his NBA meanness yet. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't even got to like, I'm here. This is all just off of natural talent and having pop and those guys there. When he gets his meanness, 22, 23, 24, when he's like, I know I'm the best player, period, it's going to really be scary then because he will be on his way to being one of the greatest ever.
How often would you notice who's in the stands when you were playing in Los Angeles or New York? Anybody famous?
It was funny when I noticed it, but when the really famous people that I loved were there, I wouldn't make eye contact until I got rolling because I would be so nervous that they were there. So I would make sure I had 10 points first. The first 10 for me in the NBA were the hardest to get. The next 10 were easy. But the first 10, DP, were so hard to get. So I didn't make eye contact until I hit my double figure mark.
Okay, so Jessica Alba's there, and you're not even going to look at her for your first 10 points.
I'm not looking at Alba. No, I'm not looking at Alba. I'm not looking at Alba. I'm not looking at Jay-Z. I'm not looking at Sandler. None of these guys who I really admire. So
Now,
no.
did you ever look at Beyonce? Like, you're not allowed to look at Beyonce if Jay-Z's there.
Well, Jay-Z and I are friends. And so, no, I'm definitely not looking at Beyonce for sure.
Oh. Well,
You would know if Beyonce was there?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd go introduce myself.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, you have been in movies, by the way, so you're a star there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you that. What were your two favorite movies you appeared in?
The Longest Yard was pretty good. I arrest Sandler at the beginning. I'm a police officer. And then Just Go With It. I'm a nightclub owner in Hawaii with Jennifer Aniston and Nicole Kidman on stage with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ever hoop with Sandler?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
What's his game like?
He carries the ball.
Oh, I don't get in the carrying thing. They've said I'll carry it for 20 years. Don't do the carry.
I have a problem with it, though. He carries it constantly. He's got an ugly shot. It does go in. He does. He's a good passer, and he's kind of a physical. He's like a Baron Davis built guy. Like he's
like that.
He's going to bang around a little bit in there.
And what's your game like?
Just don't leave me open.
Oh, the guy who doesn't want the 3-point shots is saying, "Don't leave me open for the shot."
Oh yeah, I mean, it's too easy. The three is easy. That's why I'd like to get rid of it.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm kind of a Peja Stojakovic.
You shoot that quick?
I shoot with the same results.
Well, if Sandler can get a run, can I get joined? Can I get invited to that next one? Can I join?
Oh, Sandler would love to play hoops with you.
And you too. You got to be there too.
I don't know. I just, I got to the point where I got tired of scoring, Jamal.
Oh my God.
You know that feeling. Like I like to go to the carnival where the baskets are smaller, just so.
Yeah, he's a fair shooter.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to shoot. Yeah, I'm kind of a Mark Price kind of guy.
All right.
Yeah.
You're going with this.
I'm going off
same here.
Off the dribble, quick. Maybe a Dale Ellis kind of guy.
Seattle guy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, there you go, Seattle. Hey, congrats on the NBC gig.
Thank you.
Very
so
happy
much.
for you. Very happy.
Any advice for me? I know, obviously, you know the landscape. Any advice for me there?
No, you just just have fun with it. I mean, that's all it is. You're seeing the sport. You're calling the sport. You're giving people things that they may give them something that they don't see. A lot of times on TV, we tell you what you're seeing. Tell me what I'm not seeing. Show me little things. And I think that's really important is TV, we get to see it. There's something that was in that shot, in that move, in that play that I didn't see, and that's where you can tell me something.
That's my wheelhouse. I like it. Thank you.
That is Jamal Crawford, NBA on NBC lead game analyst, former sixth man of the year. Wow, this show flew by. Last call for phone calls, what we learned, what's in store tomorrow after this.